What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the 31 Days of Horror. I'm your host, Mood616, and thank you once again for stopping in, guys. Yes, 31 Days of Horror, Volume 7, Day 24, coming at you live. Alright, so we are going to take it back to 2017. I think this Blu-ray was released last year by Scream Team releasing. Yes, another Scream Team releasing, and I always say that every time they put out stuff, I always like to watch and review. I like to support the indie filmmakers and stuff like that. This company can be a little bit hit and miss, but more hit than miss. This one was just looked interesting. Again, from 2017, from first-time director Andrew Bassett, and it is called Loon. Yes, Loon right here. So this wasn't planned whatsoever, but if you guys watched my review from yesterday called Lake of the Dead, it was about a group of middle-aged to older people that go to a cabin to, investigate basically this folklore kind of thing. Well, this one today is kind of similar, but different. So the synopsis of this film is basically about this newlywed couple. Their names are Taylor and Anne. And they've just gotten married, and the thing is, Taylor's dad has just passed away, and he's inherited his cabin. So they think, well, we just got married. Let's do our honeymoon out at the lake. So the two of them, they truck out to the cabin in the woods, and where they go out there to do newlywed things, some R&R and stuff like that, where they meet their neighbor named Chuck, and he's very eccentric. He looks eccentric, he acts eccentric, and you can tell right away that he's just a little bit off. Like, there's something very quirky about this dude. He's funny too, man, because he has like this horseshoe hair with it's like everywhere, and he's got these mutton chops, and his cadence is just so fucking creepy. It was super good casting in the film. He has a very kind of low key voice and stuff, and then he's very poignant, and he's like, man, they just great casting. So anyways, they meet this guy Chuck and stuff, and they realize there's something off about him and stuff, and then things kind of turn from there. So that's the setup to the film. Now, my thoughts on this one. Now, right away, I thought it was very interesting. The movie starts out with kind of the definition of loon. Not loon, like as in the bird loon. And it says at the beginning of the film that loons have 3 distinctive calls, and it breaks down what each call means. Like, one is they're in danger, one is for mating, and one is for singing, or something like that. So, obviously, that's going to play a part into, which I think the title is very metaphorical, loon as in the bird. It kind of has a double meaning here. Loon, and also the neighbor being a lunatic. That's kind of what I got out of this. So, my overall thoughts on the film, it is a very, man, this menu is super annoying that it does that it flashes. So what we get here is a film that only runs about 75 minutes, just like yesterday's movie. It's very odd. This was not planned. This is totally by chance. So we get these two characters, this newlywed couple, and they're obviously in love. They're interacting and stuff. And then, the neighbor is, he's kind of pushing his way into things. He keeps kind of showing up at the house. And so they decide to invite him over for dinner after Anne has a little bit of an accident. She hits her head and she gets stitched up and stuff. So they feel kind of sorry for the guy, and they invite him over for dinner and stuff. And then things kind of go fucking haywire from there. But it is just it's a lot of dialogue. It's a lot of interaction and stuff like that. It's pretty much, most of the movie takes place during the day. And then the third act actually is at nighttime, so it gets pretty damn suspenseful and stuff. But it's pretty standard stuff. It's like two people going out to the cabin who meet a crazy person that, the person that they meet that you think is going to be crazy turns out to be crazy. It seems like it's going pretty damn standard. It's like, right away that the body count in this film is not going to be huge, because there's only like 3, I think there's maybe only 5 characters total in the film. Like, there's a scene with, there's a couple scenes with his mom, and there's also a scene with another neighbor that, I won't get into, but that's a very odd scene. I don't know why they even put this in there and stuff like that, but it is very suspenseful even during the day, because there's something super off about Chuck, and he's so fucking creepy, like you just can't help. So the dialogue and stuff is all pretty good, and it doesn't really tangent off. It's, at least the dialogues are very interesting and things like that. And then something happens at the dinner that they have, and then it just goes crazy from there. And that's when things kind of get very interesting. Chuck shows us true colors, and so we learn a few things. So in the beginning of the film, Taylor actually has a conversation with his mom on the phone about his mom not liking Anne, and he doesn't really understand why and stuff like that, so they kind of leave it at that and stuff. And then it leads into the third act where we get this twist. We get this fucking twist in the narrative, and I'm like, oh shit, that's kind of crazy and very strange and odd at the same time. And then we also get another twist from the twist that takes the most bizarre left turn in cinema history. Now, this is where it's going to leave people scratching their heads for damn sure. Like, you always expect a twist sometimes in these type of films. Sometimes not. Sometimes they're played straightforward and it's just like, okay, it's a crazy ass dude terrorizing people and he's fucking torturing and killing them. That's just what it is. Yeah, it does that, but then it goes into a twist and then it takes a complete left turn where I really have no idea what exactly the director was trying to say. I don't think really anybody does, because it's such a quick left turn after a twist that you can't help but think, what the fuck? It's like they had a bigger script or something and they just couldn't fit budget, due to budget constraints, the rest of the film. So they just kind of did that twist right there. I don't know what's up. But I'm thinking obviously the title has that double meaning, right? With the birds and the lunatic and stuff like that. But I also think it pertains to the twist also. I could see people being very mixed on this. I personally thought it was kind of a breath of fresh air to have a twist, but then a completely fucking 180 after the twist. It actually kind of made me laugh, and it made me thinking after, and I was like, shit, dude, that's a really fucking bizarre way to kind of end a film. But then, and then the movie ends, and there's something that happens in the film. I don't know if a lot of people have really caught this, but I obviously don't want to give it away and stuff, but I think it plays again into the title and maybe what the director was trying to accomplish with, describing what loons are and, how they're very predatorial and stuff. There's a lot of dialogues with that type of stuff, and it kind of plays into both of the characters. So, I feel like there's a whole nother story within this story, though. There really is, because what happens in the film is so bizarre because of who it's coming from. And it's like, what? Yeah, I could see people being like, fuck this movie, or really liking this one. I personally, if I had to rate this one, I'm going to come in at a 7.5. I thought it was really good. I thought the acting was really good. I thought it was mostly edited well. There's a scene in this film where it comes out of left field. It doesn't really make any fucking sense because it's totally off screen. And I thought that was kind of stupid to do. It didn't really make a lot of sense as to why this thing happened in the movie. So I kind of questioned that a little bit. I was trying to make sense of it, but then I was like, no, it doesn't actually make any sense. Maybe for one reason, which I don't want to give away, but yeah, the music and everything, the tension and the acting and the casting was really good in this. Like, everything was really, really well done. But I think people are probably going to have a big issue with the way this thing ends up. The resolution, then the actual core narrative of this is a little bit hard to digest after it happens and stuff. But for me, I thought it was really cool. I really like it. It's actually kind of interesting. So, but Loon, 7.5 out of 10 from 2017. Like I said, I think the Blu-ray came out last year, 2021, 2001. Holy shit, what am I talking about? But yeah, oddly enough, 2 films of people going out to cabins in a row. Totally unplanned. That was random. But let's get out of here, because I'm tired of this thing fucking flashing behind me. I feel like I'm gonna have a seizure any minute here. But yeah, so yeah, if you like what you guys hear, check it out. Like I said, it is a slow burn until it makes a twist and then takes a totally left turn. It's fucking insanity. Like, really insane. You just don't see a lot of things like that. But I'm glad that the director tried something else. It's, it's a little bit daring, because if you have the idea that you're not trying to please everybody, you're just trying to make a movie that you want to make, that's a good idea, because this is the type of film that is not going to please everybody. 100%. 100%. It's kind of like Halloween Ends, right? But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for day 24. I'll check you guys tomorrow on day 25. And as usual, deuces!